Today is Sunday, August 24th, 2025, and it is Yom Rishon, first day of the week. The 30th day of Av, 5785, is Rosh Chodesh Elul. It's today and tomorrow. Tomorrow will be the first day of Elul, God willing. And on the Islamic calendar, well, it's Parshas Shoftim. Parsha of the week is Shoftim. And on the Islamic calendar, it is the first day of Rabi al-Awwal in the Hijri calendar, and the year is 1447. And what's interesting is that I've been following the Islamic calendar recently for many reasons. I mean, I don't know about many, but for a few reasons. Some usually based on gematrias that come at certain times. And it seemed that it was following the Hebrew calendar very closely. For example, like on the 23rd day of Av, it was the 23rd day of Safar. And now, today seems to be the Rosh Chodesh, so to speak, for the Islamic calendar. It's the first day of Rabi al-Awwal. While it's the 30th day of Av, we're still in Av, and they didn't do 30 for some reason. And so that's a good sign, because I thought if it's the same as the Hebrew, you can but it's not. So that's a good sign to keep starting. Now, a lot of things coincide. This is the PL-89 gematriatic quantum thought calendar. And it's a solar, lunar, Daf Yomi, Julian, and now Islamic, and it continues to add different calendars. It's a calendar of calendars, and it's a calendar that reconciles, so to speak, calendars. And it's a gematriatic thought calendar. What that means is that it's going on the premise that reality seems to be scripted. I don't know if anyone can relate to what I'm saying. Maybe some can. I think more and more people would be able to relate to this, but it seems sometimes that the things that happen to us during the day, and even the things we say, it seems like they were scripted. It had to be that way. And we're just acting out, we're just playing something else that was scripted in a different place. And this calendar seeks to decode that, and seeks to find out. Some of the findings are, some people might say it's a stretch, and some are by just outstanding by anyone's standards. No one could explain the exactitude of the things that happen and how they're measured mathematically, where I didn't plan them, and they were already told beforehand on this calendar. If you could tap into that kind of a knowledge, that kind of a mathematical knowledge, what else could we discover? That's the basic premise of this calendar. And so a few things happened, and a few rules to the calendar, but for the sake of time, I won't go through all the rules, only as they come up and as they are pertinent or necessary to the particular function. But basically, one rule that is pertinent is that when you look at let's say today, it's August 24th, so on this calendar, you're on this box right here, and the box is 4, and that the purple is this purple, and this is called lavender. It's probably a little bit darker than lavender. It's probably more like a violet, but it's called lavender because it's the PL-89. That's one of the reasons that lavender fits in well. Certainly compared to this, it's lavender, right? So anyway. These individual squares can unite with its other color to make one rectangle. And it's considered the same day. So, for example, today's box is 4, but automatically, without any explanation, it's also 35. And they unite. You kind of like, in Excel, when you merge the cells. And this was made in Excel actually originally. But you know how you can merge the cells? So the rule is that this purple and violet, or purple and lavender, can automatically merge into one cell. So that means that if we're on the box 4, we're also in box 35 today. And I can Another rule is, before I go into that, another rule is that next, and if, okay, that's right off the bat without any questions, but if you want to extend it further, make a larger rectangle, you can, but you have to give a good reason for it. You have to say, I'm expanding the border of the rectangle because, and then you get permission to move the next box. It's kind of like a game where you're in a box for that day, and you look at that box of the day, and this corresponds to August 24th, and I say, did something about the number 4 come up today? And I think about it, and I think, 44, and oh, by the way, you can always add 40. 40, you can, because it's based on 40. It cuts off at 40, so that's one of the rules too. So I go, I'm in the box 4, I'm like, 4, not, I can't think of anything today. 44, not really. 84. Yes, I can. Today is Sunday, and 84 equals Sunday in English Gematria. Now, you have to know a lot of Gematria to be able to do this. It took me years to be able to do this, to learn many, many Gematria words by heart, English and Hebrew, to be able to do this connectivity every day. But the goal is that if you know enough Gematria, in English and Hebrew and in other languages, there will be no day that you won't be able to be saying something about that day just by picking any number. That's the goal. So I'm like, today's Sunday, I'm like, 4 plus 40 is 44, no. 84, yes. It came up. I can go more and more, like for example, something else came up today. I translated the word vayikach, and vayikach equals, in Hebrew, means and he took. It equals 124, so it's 84 plus 40. So 124, how about 164? No. 164, how about 204? 244, 284. No. 324. Well, that's it for 4, but the rule is that 35 came up today as well. Because I bought a pair of tzitzit. Those are like fringes, ritual, like a religious fringes, strings, like garment. And on a 4-cornered garment, and it costed 35 shekel. So the number 35 is pertinent, and that connects to yesterday, because the topic of Rosh Hashanah came up, the tractate, and it goes up to page number 35, even though there's only 34 daf in there, but it goes up to page number 35, and that came up in a conversation yesterday, so that's connecting today and yesterday. So that's one proof why these rectangles are mergeable. These squares are mergeable into a rectangle. Okay. Another thing was the number 19 came up today. Bought an adapter or a converter for a different country for the electric, and it costed 19 shekel. If you go up on this line, you'll hit a 19. But it's important for another reason. Because 19 came up. Today is the 19th. 19 is the number that came up today. Let's just keep it at that. That's for the August. Okay, now for Av, which is actually the Islamic is the first day. Okay, it's Rabi al-Awwal is the first day, but it's the 30th day of Av. But it's still Rosh Chodesh, so they're close because they're both by the moon. And it's 15, and 15 has the same numerical value as 7 in English Gematria, which is 65. And that is the connection between why I was allowed to go from 35 and traverse this place, because it had a connection to today. See, you can traverse any box. It's like, imagine you're going to a country or you're going to a new city and you pass by a toll booth. You can go through that toll booth if you pay the toll. And that's exactly what it's like. These are streets of thought, and each place, in order to traverse the land, the toll person goes, do you have your toll? And your toll is a logical reason why this number means something in relation to today or in relation to the box that's next to today, which becomes part of today. until eventually you have so many reasons that you'll be able to traverse the whole thing. You'll be like, you're driving all over the place. It's like a driving metaphor. So I was on box 35, right? I was able to drive here because of the rule of the merging cell. Now, once I'm in 35, I can tell you a few reasons. I paid 35 shekel for a pair of tzitzis today, and yesterday Rosh Hashanah came up, which has 35, has 30 page number 35, even though it's 34 dots, but it's page number 35. So that now I'm here. Now, how do I get from 35 to 19, which came up today? I have to traverse the toll booth of box number 7. So 7 says, "Pay up, friend," or whatever. That feels kind of weird, but pay up, whatever. Pay up, whatever. Pay up somebody. And so I'm like, okay, I need some money. So the money is knowledge. So I have to go back down to 6, to 15, because 15 is also today. Because 15 is the 29th day, is the 30th day, rather. 15 is box right here. It's the 30th day of Av. So I'm like, okay, if this is really here, if 30 Av is really 24 August, which it is, then you can go here, and that's your pass. Because 15 equals 7. You can substitute 15 for 7. Why does 15 equal 7? Because F-I-F-T-E-N, T-E-E-N in the Gematriatic simple English cipher is 65, and 7, S-E-V-E-N, in the simple English Gematriatic cipher is 65. So now I'm able to, you paid 7 his toll, or her toll, and you were able to traverse up until 19, which of course I needed because I needed to get a British adapter today, which costed 19 shekel. So now that we're here with 15, you can go back to yesterday. Remember yesterday, I was struggling with the thing for 6, and then I came up with 6 equals 52 in English Gematria. 52, sorry, S-I-X, 6 equals 52 in English Gematria, and the teiku of yesterday was a Yevamot 52. A. So that was that, but now I have an additional reason for the 6, which came up. Yes, I just forgot it, but it came back. Today is Rosh Chodesh Elul, and Elul is the 6th month. So now I have another reason to connect this box to 6. So those are the connections for today, and I hope I was able to convey a little bit of what this Gematriatic calendar is supposed to do. It's basically connecting everything numerically and using things that you don't preconceive, you just see them happen in life, and you're identifying them numerically on the calendar. As time goes on, perhaps, and the hope is that more and more knowledge will be gained about connectivity, and perhaps being able to derive more data based on this process.